Look how good the garden's growing. I'm so tickled that I saved these sunflowers, the volunteer sunflowers. I've got another one that just popped up over by cruising my garden bench. Thought about moving it, but it actually sprouted in rock. So I think I'm gonna leave it and see what happens. And there's our, we've got snapdragons that haven't sprouted yet. And then these are the butterfly peas. So I don't have 100% germination. I just put 1 pea per pot. And so we'll see if I can get a few more, and then I'm gonna transplant them. I got that bag from Robert's Produce, but I'm so excited. Look at that. I've got several that's that size. Yep. And then I got some more. These are purple peppers, and I don't know how to pronounce their name. I'll have to Google it, but they're purple, so I wanted some. There's nothing else planted here. I just have 1 row of purple peppers. Coleus is doing good. Cruz and I was pinching off all the basil so they'll get nice and bushy. And these are my Berries Crazy Cherries. They've got quite a few blooms on them. And the Napa Chardonnay, or is that the chestnut chocolate? Yeah, that's the chestnut chocolate. Look how good the chestnut chocolate's doing. I got two of those. What they're doing. That size on this little plant. There's a few more too. That's so good. I hope everybody's garden is doing good. My Amish paste. Don't see anything on it yet. Blooms, plenty of blooms. Look at these pepper plants. Look at these pepper plants. I'm excited. I was wondering if we were going to have to hand pollinate because I haven't really seen any pollinators. But I'm wondering if you can see it, if it'll focus. There it goes. I have little bitty peppers. So we've got pollinators. They're just hiding. Or maybe peppers are self-pollinating as well. Maybe they pollinate off the wind. I know some plants do. Look at all this. Look at that. I'm excited. Probably need to pinch back some of the coleus now that it's got some size on some of it so it'll bush out real pretty. Oh, I wonder why it does that. It doesn't want to focus. There it goes. Okra. And a black-eyed Susan. I'm hoping that my black-eyed Susan will get nice and tall. And these petunias, man, look at that petunia, you guys. Look how pretty. I don't know, I've never seen it before, but it like blooms almost like a rose. It's so cool. I did dabble some peppers here and there. I couldn't resist. My okra. Good the okra's doing. It's pretty too. I love the petunias. I love the petunias. And the baby's breath. I never grew baby's breath before, but I think it's done, or almost done. I'm going to clip it and see. I've got some stuff I can plant in its place. I knew they were short-lived, but I wasn't sure how short-lived. And that is snake bean. So we got some Indian snake bean, and we got the little muncher cucumbers. I think I planted 4 of each, or no, I've planted 4 spots, 2 seeds of each, and I got 100% germination. And then my silver slicers, same thing, I planted 4 spots, 2 seeds each spot, and I got 2, 4, 5, 6 seeds. So 2 seeds did not sprout. And then the lemon chook. The lemon the jelly melon. Let's see. There's a little jelly melon. Now, I did have to re-sow 2 of my lemon drop watermelons because Cruzy's little dog jumped in the bed. She was so excited. We had a visitor, and we were giving a little garden tour too. And she got all wound up because she loves when a woman visitor comes, just winds her all up. And so little poodle, she jumped in the bed like a maniac, spun out, and of course she kicked out 2 of those lemon drop watermelons. And I've always been told that you couldn't transplant one, and the plant was perfectly fine. It was just uprooted. I put it back immediately, gave it a drink of water immediately, and that's them. And they were good size. They were like a little smaller than that when it happened. So pretty disappointing, but I put 2 more seeds in each spot. So they'll just be almost succession planted. So when the 2 vines are winding down, the other 2 vines should be still going strong. And look how big these balloons are. Aren't those pretty? I love that. I love that. We did get all done with our zinnia bed, so that was good. I was very pleased with that. Out of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 tray. Well, yeah, 4.5 trays of zinnias. I still have about a half a tray left. Then I'll dabble here and there, probably around the house, because I've got a lot of space around the house to garden. But the germination on the zinnias was really good. You can see any spot that still has a little bit of soil didn't have any germination. And these were just planted straight from seed. I had them on the heat mat until I noticed, we had a few sprouts. And once they sprouted, then I put them in the window for about a week. These did not have that great of germination. These are dwarf hollyhocks, and I was really disappointed because I wanted to outline the border of the zinnia beds in dwarf hollyhocks. So that was disappointing, but you can see this one sprouted, but I killed it. I let it get too dry. It happens, right? And then, so just a handful of those. And then this one was my worst. These were queen lime mix. Now I did pot some of these. I sprinkled these here and there on some of them, but for the most part I had the least germination on my queen lime mix. Some of them I did double sow, so that was good. I'm gonna probably plant these up next to the house. And then these are my last 3 trays of flowers to plant. And they're so I got some African basil, nunum. I guess it's basil, African nunum basil. So I got those to put in. I got a row of those. And then the amaranth, Love Lies Bleeding. That's what this row here is. And those are doing really good. And then, you guys, I always want to pronounce that as it's spelled. And I know it's calendula. That calendula is for Cruzy. I don't know where she's going to plant it, but I think she's going to transplant some of that into her green stalks. And maybe some in her mint bed. And then this is a row of catnip, which I don't know if catnip is a harder to germinate from seed or if it just takes a little longer. But it's doing okay. It's germinating. So I'll take it to her bed. And then we have a roll of coleus. This is not coleus. It's marigold coleus red. So I'm going to probably plant it. And with my veggies, they're supposed to be great pollinators to encourage pollination and pest resistance. And then this whole tray here is, let's see, it is the amaranth dreadlocks. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of that. I don't know. And these are the Chinese wool. So I'm really excited about the coxcomb Jessica mix. I like them. My grandmother always had these planted, and she had just a big old tractor tire out, in the front yard along the driveway, like all old ladies did 40 years ago. And she always had these coxcombs. So when I found that Baker Creek had coxcombs, I couldn't resist. So I've got several varieties. I've got Indian Giant, and the mix, the Jessica mix, and the Chinese wool. And I'm also hoping that my zinnia patch does good, and seeing how good these guys are doing. I mean, look, of everything, even, it's still germinating. Even the pots that are a little bit behind, they're still, oh, yes, and then I have one row of the amaranth dreadlocks. So I have a row of those. So those are supposed to be really cool and almost weeping. Oh, I have more. Oh Lord, I have lots of amaranth dreadlocks. So I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 rows here. I have a full row here. 3 rows of coxcombs of some kind and Chinese wool. Got lots. And then here again is my other full tray, attempted full tray of dwarf hollyhocks. As you can tell, I guess dwarf hollyhocks are not my thing. I did end up killing them. Some of them, I let them get dry. The same situation I had over there. Just got away from me one day. And I've been checking on them every day. Guess I missed this day. But here is my little volunteer sunflower in the rocks. Cruzy was wanting me to plant some plants with it so it wouldn't be alone. But I know it's going to be slightly in my way. So I am not planning on planting it. I am planning on eventually moving this 7-foot deer netting to keep my chickens out. I haven't had much problems with the chickens since I got the fencing in. I think everybody's pretty much learned the electricity bites. So that makes me happy. My sit-and bench and my cruise, obviously last night did not pick up her mess, but that's pretty normal. Hi guys. I let them out every morning. Yep. So this is my zinnia patch, and since I'm not going to be able to line it with dwarf hollyhocks, I may try to line it with coxcomb, but I will have to read about the size because I only have about 6 inches on each side, and I don't want to overcrowd them, so I don't know yet. If anybody watches this, let me know what you think of all of the things I have. I have calendula, marigolds, coxcombs, amaranth, like 2 different types of amaranths. And then I got to start planning on what I'm going to put in here. So Cruzy's onions and garlic, they did okay. This is the first time we've ever actually planted them. So I did all right. But we also tried to fill in beds between with like spinach and arugula. Didn't really take. We were also very late getting our arugula and stuff in, and our spinach, as well as our carrots. So I am going to do something different. I'm going to leave the carrots where they're at, but I'm going to plant something else in here. Cruzy's bok choy finally went to seed. She's going to take all of her bok choy out and probably our cabbage out and replant something in it. Of course, look how huge our volunteer is getting. Look how big that is. I'm probably gonna get a mini trellis and put over here on this bed. It's what I've kind of decided to do. I don't know what it is. It's big, it's huge, and I've got buds on it, but nothing has opened. Nothing is flowered yet. As big as this giant beast is, nothing is flowered. So my radishes are doing great. I've been eating radishes like every day. Cruzy's been making me salads. She loves to make me salads. And now this one's growing really good. Our cardinal vine, the hummingbirds love it. So I'll have to come out here and get everybody trellised. Shallots. Apparently we planted the shallots at the perfect time, because the shallots went crazy. Oh, and Cruzy's bok choy. She's out here in the garden last night with me while I was finishing my zinnia beds. So we have bok choy, cabbage, another row of the cardinal climber, and some more of the calendula. I need to look and see if that calendula is perennial or not. Do you guys want some bok choy? Huh? Do you want some bok choy? Yeah, do you want some bok choy? She's like, that's crazy geese. But yep, I got all of Cruzy's seeds planted except for the tarragon. So I opened up the tarragon package a couple of days ago to plant it, and it was completely empty. There was a small misshapen part to the bottom, and all of the tiny tarragon seeds leaked out. But this garden is kind of like an educational garden for both me and Cruz. I don't want to forget what everything is, so I laminated index cards and put index cards where each seed spot was, and some of them are doing really good, and I labeled things that have sprouted just in case something goes wrong with the cards. Some we sprouted in containers, and some we just directly sowed. But she's got, what's that, oregano, lemon balm, limoncello, and then she's got parsley, sage, and I know it says thyme, but it's not thyme. I put the thyme on the wrong spot. The thyme's on the other bed, so I gotta move that one. And then tarragon, I'm gonna have to go back to Orstland's and see if I can find some tarragon. My feverfew, well, actually this is Cruzy's, and then I don't know how to say that, so I'm gonna Google that. But I got those from Baker Creek. They're the double decker, so I have them planted in my wild garden up close to the house in my pine garden. I have them planted, so I've got these, but not the double deckers. So she's got chamomile. Let's see, and then just regular lemon balm. I was told that lemon balm could be a bit aggressive. We'll see, because she's got several different types of lemon balm. She's got the mandarina. I guess it's like an orange flavored lemon. It smells really nice. And then she's got her lavender elegance, purple elegance. But yeah, we're trying to keep all of our catnip in here. So I don't have all my labels. I have all my labels wrote out, but I don't have all my labels printed. And here's where I put the thyme. I don't know why it blurs. It's having a hard time focusing. It must be the sun. So I've got these little labels printed. I just don't have them laminated yet. So, but she's got Marvelous Mix, Mint, Spearmint, and Peppermint. And I'm not sure which one is which, but one is one and one is the other. And then all of these, she's got her Orangelo thyme and then a regular thyme on the other side. And then she's got dark blue Panther catmint, Grandview catmint, and pink Panther catnip, and then regular catnip. So lots of catnip. So it's to smell really good though. But that is this morning's beautiful garden tour. And those are all of the noisemakers that you can hear. So I let the ducks out because we have a slough or water, whatever you want to call it, that covers our whole garden and goes all the way around the garden. It's getting pretty low, so we do need a rain on that. But these little guys just didn't want out this morning, so I let all the other ducks out, and the other chickens, I don't let the chickens out. So I let all the other ducks out, and then these guys, they just went right back in the pen. So I'm like, okay, they have one chance. Look at that. That cattle panel, the arched trellis, is going to be so pretty when it gets covered. And it's covering, that one side is covering really good. And it won't be 100% coverage, but it will be shady enough that I feel like I'll be able to block some of the intense sun and heat, and I will be able to plant some more things in the green stalks. So we shall hope. We shall hope. And these, I can't remember the website that I got cruising my hummingbird feeders from, but it's something gnome. And they're hand-blown glass. They're so cute. They have a bunch, and I want like one of every one of them. And they have a solar fountain bird bath. It's a single tier, not a tri-tier. It's a single tier, but I want it. And then we just have the regular ones, but I want those throughout this whole garden. I don't know that we have the hummingbird population to support like 16 hummingbird feeders, but you know, we can try, right? So I get asked questions like, why do I have those, you know, giant plant labels and plant markers? But it's for education, for just normal people and myself who want more detail. That comes directly from the seed company's website, so I just print them off and laminate them, and I will never have to worry about remembering what is where. I kept two of every full-size tomato plant that I sprouted for my garden, and we have sold or donated, gave away, rehomed the remainder of them, which we didn't really have that many left over. But and then when I would give them away, I would like take a picture so that you'll know what you have, because in 2 months and 3 months, when everything is producing, I want to know what I'm eating, because I want to know what my favorite is. And I know Barry's Crazy Cherries is definitely going to be on the top of my list. I was looking at all my seed from that I had left from the springs, and I don't think I'm gonna have to buy more seeds, except for I might go ahead and purchase like 1 pack a piece just of my favorite tomatoes, what did the best here, and then I will just have them. I'll go ahead and use 2023 seeds next spring in 2024, but then have backups in case, you know, I know the germination rate will probably be just as good. It might drop, you know, like 8 to 10% or something, but if I store them in their seed storage case, which I have, and I store them in a cool, dark area, which I do, they will germinate for the next several years. But I want to make sure that I have, just in case, you never know, we have another really bad few years or something, I want to make sure that I have my favorite seeds. So I don't have to buy a lot of seeds for next season. There's so many seeds in the vegetable seed packets. I think the only few seeds that I was disappointed in was like, that didn't have very many, was some of the flower seeds. I was pretty disappointed that my like the peas, the butterfly peas, there wasn't very many butterfly peas in a packet, and there wasn't very many black-eyed Susan vines in a packet, but I think everything else was pretty good on how many you got. But anyway, that's this morning's tour. We are the end of May. This is May 26th, 2023. So I will upload this garden vlog, and hopefully I'm gonna look back in 2 weeks and it's just gonna look insane. I don't see the growth as much as what other people see when they come over, because I'm looking at it every day and I'm working in the garden every day. But yeah, I love going back and looking at my first garden vlog, and this is the first year I've done it. So I'm going back and looking, and I'm just so surprised at how quickly things are growing. I can't wait until the next phase of my project. I'm going to take down this fence, and I'm going to get probably one of those really pretty old 2 to 3 board paneled fencing. I guess it's not really called a panel, I guess it's maybe with deck boards, but there's only like 3 boards in the whole thing. There's, your low board, and then like a medium, your second board is like medium height, and then your third board is like, I don't know, at the 4-foot height. And I'm going to put it about to the edge of the blue boardwalk. I'm going to remove the boardwalk, mulch islands, and I'm going to have roses. My husband got me my first rose bush. I don't have any rose bushes that were mine. There were some here, but they have since died from the couple of floods we had years ago. So I'm going to probably line the whole thing with climbing rose bushes or ramblers. The one that he got was just a regular rose bush, so I'll probably put it in the center. And then all the way down this strip, I'm hoping to have different types of rose bushes. So I've been looking in the clearance racks, because I know the rose bushes will start clearancing out pretty quickly. So, and it's really fertile because I've kept this island here mulched year after year, so the soil is nice and good. And of course, all the duck manure probably helps a lot too. I'm going to leave the greenery. I love my line of greenery, so I will have roses on one side, these greeneries on the other. I'll probably plant some sort of flowering perennials, maybe some mints or some lavenders, things that'll creep around and just fill in the in-between areas. And I've got an idea that I would like to lay a path of rock, like the flat stone rocks. I'd like to lay a path of those so we can have those to walk on. I'm going to try to take as much of this side of the triangle inside the new fencing. I probably won't fence in my bridge because the animals do love using it, but I would if I could, but I feel kind of guilty. Hi, lovelies. I don't have any treats for you this morning. You'll have to wait. You'll have to wait till this evening. Hello, big guy. Hello. You guys are beautiful. You're beautiful ducks. We are a duck farm. I don't show you guys very much, do I, sweetheart? I know you want my treats, but I don't have none, Bob. I don't have none. You have a good day. I have to go to work. All right, you guys. Happy hatching. Get dirty.